Hey, it's Julie with Paradigm Interiors. It's been a few weeks since I've done any videos, but I'm getting started back on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. With the video series. I am introducing this week a new little mini magazine that I've created called Sophisticated Living Cohesive Style Guide, and I'm really excited about it. You can download it in the body of this post in this video, and I highly recommend doing that after the video is done. And I'm also going to be sharing all of these videos on Instagram as well. So tonight my topic is eclectic classic or classic eclectic style. I've been posting a lot this week on that. Don't ask me why that was the one I chose to do first. But there's 4 style types that I've identified in this Sophisticated Living Cohesive Style Guide. And there's a little quiz that you can take and identify which style type you fit into. So the idea is to help you create a classic and cohesive home. And that's the magazine. That's what it's about. So make sure you download that. So tonight we're talking about classic eclectic style. And first I'm going to show you some images of some classic eclectic spaces. But eclectic style it's kind of hard to or seems like it can be kind of hard to define. It's nebulous. And it can also be a little hodgepodge if you're not careful with it. And so, I love eclectic style. In fact, I definitely see my home as being very eclectic. I've mixed contemporary and coastal and mid-century and some traditional elements as well in my house. But the way that I've done it creates an overall cohesive effect. So it looks like every single room goes together, and then the style works together. So I'm going to teach you a little bit tonight about how to do that. I'm going to show you some pictures of projects on the Pinterest board. So every single style type has a Pinterest board that corresponds to it. And when you download the magazine, you get this really awesome welcome sequence to my email newsletter. And in that welcome sequence, I'm going to give you some lessons in interior design and decorating. So make sure you grab that. So the first thing is with eclectic style is, identify the subtypes of the style that you like, and then use those throughout your house. Even if one room has a little more traditional and one is a little more contemporary, you can create flow by making sure that you bring some of those style elements across all of the spaces in your home. So like I said, in my house in particular, I have mid-century vintage pieces, and I've put those throughout my house, and every single space has a little bit of a nod to mid-century. Every single space has a little bit of a nod to contemporary. So that way it has a cohesive feeling to it. There's some flow between rooms. The second, and you can do that with the styles, but the second thing is that unifying theme. So one of the things that you'll want to do if you have a really eclectic style and a really eclectic taste is find something that kind of pulls all the different spaces together. So that can be with your color palette. It can be, using a similar rug in every room, or similar window treatments in every room, or just and the last thing is repetition, or the repetition of something. So if you've got a wood color that you want to repeat throughout, but understanding that with an eclectic style, you're bringing a lot of different things together. So let's look really quick at, I'm going to screen share. And I'm going to show you my Pinterest page for this. So this is Eclectic classic style. And you can see there's a lot of like these spaces all have different looks to them. They're not really all the same. It's a very like I said, nebulous style and sometimes hard to define. So this one is really cool because there are some contemporary elements. There are some traditional elements. There's a lot of chinoiserie. There's a lot of color, a lot of pattern, a lot of things all coming together. But one of the things that you see, and you can look at this, it's Christian Siriano, who was on Project Runway a few years back, and he's a fashion designer, but this is his home, and it's really beautiful. I love it. It's full of color. And if you look at the pictures, there's some unifying themes throughout the different rooms in his home, some repetition. Oops, I just lost my page. Hang on just a second. How did I get lost there? Okay. And then this space, same thing. You've got a little bit of, you've got some rustic, you've got some traditional, you've got some contemporary things going on in that room. And then this space here, you know, same thing. You've got like a really playful and almost a little bit of a bohemian look to it. You've got some contemporary things like the patterns that they use on the pillows, and then you've got kind of a vintage piece of furniture and the iron bed too. So you'll see this in the eclectic style. Here's a really great example. Let's click on this one. I love this. You know, this is great. You've got this really modern, so that's a mid-century modern table. You've got a little bit of like coastal or tropical elements to it. You've got the colors, but you can see that the colors, even as your eye moves through the space to the different rooms of the house, the wall colors are, you know, kind of a neutral backdrop. And then you see that citron green color repeated throughout the different spaces of the home as well. Love that space. It's really pretty. And then, you know, when you start adding in, here's another one. This is great. You know, you've got a little bit of a traditional element to this. You've got some fun wall coverings there. You've got the shape of the legs on the nightstand are mid-century. So it's a little bit of an eclectic look. But pulled together because you've got some of the same colors repeated throughout with the blues and the greens and the golds. So that's just a little bit about classic and eclectic. If you think that classic and eclectic style is your style, then make sure you download the Sophisticated Living Cohesive Style Guide, take the quiz, start reading those emails, and get on that Pinterest page and learn about the style and learn how to pull together a cohesive look in your home. Next week, on next Wednesday night, I will be doing a quick video on simply classic style. So you'll notice that all the style types have classic in the name. So they are all based on, you know, kind of classic and traditional design features. So we'll see you next Wednesday night. And that is all.